Hi and welcome to The Winning Factor. I'm Alan Aitken, and on this show each week we take a look at some upcoming races in Hong Kong and try to isolate an aspect of the race we might look back on later as having been a path to finding the winner. Well, a mixed meeting at Sha Tin on Sunday, and we're on the dirt for the first race we're going to look at. That's race 1, where our winning factor is the draw. Now, just a smallish field here on the dirt, no stars amongst them either, and although I think there will be fans for horses like Righteous Doctrine and perhaps Reach Goal, I think most eyes in this race will be drawn to Derek Lung's mount, Woodfire Bro, and Zach Purton's ride, Our Creed. So let's have a look at their latest offerings. Both these horses have had a run this season, and we're going to race 8 to look at Woodfire Bro. He's in green and orange colours. He jumps well and positions quite handily here 3 wide, but with some cover. Now, this is a race where the leaders were excruciatingly slow through the second section, so much so that quite a lot of horses started to over-race, and the rider on Righteous Doctrine couldn't hold him anymore, and he let him surge around the field from the 800 metres. So we see on the heat map there that the pace picks up sharply nearing the home turn. Now, that left Woodfire Bro a little bit flat-footed when the pace did pick up, but you see him in the straight. He applies himself well down the running, and he keeps grinding away for a pretty good 4th. Now, he should appreciate the extra distance, stepping up from 1400 metres there to 1650 metres on Sunday, and that's a distance where Our Creed has already been racing, and I thought was most unlucky in his first up run this season at Happy Valley. This is race number 16. He has gate 12 here with Zach Purton in green, yellow and blue colours. And when the gates open, you see he has to rev up Our Creed, looking to cross the entire field. And there are 3 of his rivals inside who just made him do a little bit of work to get there. And if we look at the heat map for this race, it's not a race where there was any real breather throughout the race. There was a consistent speed, which you can also see from the gaps that open up between runners during the race. Now, Our Creed, he controls the lead, continues to hold the front into the stretch and kicks clear, but that early effort starts to tell late in the race, and 2 horses with softer runs from inside draws just get the better of him over the final stages. But when we look at Sunday's race on the map, this time Zach Purton has an inside draw, and with a couple of slower beginners underneath him here, I think he'll be on the fence in front very quickly. Now, it is worth noting there's a 10-pound claimer on another of the speed runners, Toy Coon, so it might be that Toy Coon wants to come and take the lead off Our Creed, but that also isn't a concern. I think he'll do just as well from behind, and Purton still has the box seat option rather than getting into a fight with the apprentice rider on Tycoon. I think he'll still position ahead of his main rival, Woodfire Bro, and worth remembering, Woodfire Bro will also carry 11 pounds more as he seeks to get past Our Creed in the home straight. So the tip in race 1, Our Creed, his winning factor, the draw. It's a very big difference for a horse having to cross the entire field to get forward, or in this case, getting out from an inside draw and not being used up too much early. And I think that's a crucial difference here for Our Creed, and he should break through for his first Hong Kong win. The other race I want to take a look at on Sunday's program is race 7, where our winning factor is the stable change. Now, this is a class 4 over 1200 metres, and while there will be some fans of Brave Dreams after his good first up run, and Super Sunny Singh, a last start winner last season, I think most discussions will centre around just 3 horses: the unbeaten Universal Horizon, Zach Purton's Mount Youthful Deal, and an 8-start maiden down the bottom of the weights, King of the Court. So let's take a look at what they've done most recently. And first of all, Universal Horizon, we have to go back to July 10 last season for his only start, which was also a win. This is race 811, and he had signalled ability at the trials before his debut. He's in mainly purple colours here from gate 5, and the first thing to note is that there is a mad charge for the lead. Vincent Ho wants no part of that, so Universal Horizon, he sits back in midfield, but is 3 wide for the first half of the race, drops in briefly 2 wide before again being pushed out wide, rounding the home turn. Now in the stretch, that strong early effort that we saw on the heat map really tells on the leaders who tie up in the final 200 metres. We see a number of the runners closing out in the centre of the course, and Universal Horizon, despite his inexperience, does the best of them. Well, no fancy margin there for Universal Horizon, but never underestimate a horse who has been able to win at his racecourse debut. Now, 6 days later, Youthful Deal made his second racecourse appearance after having no luck at all at Happy Valley in his debut, and this is what transpired. So this is race 829. He's in gate 4 with green and yellow colours, and he isn't exactly slow away, but Zac Purton does have to galvanise him, ride him along to get him running, and then plants him in a really nice spot in 5th position. Now, as the heat map shows, the pace never especially fast or slow here, but it was consistent. Now in the stretch, Purton looks very confident on Youthful Deal and really looks the winner as he brings him at the 250 metre mark, and he sprints quickly to go up to the leader. But Ice Legend, who is in fact in a race later in the card on Sunday, produces quite an extraordinary finish to get over him in the final stages. So no disgrace to be beaten there in what was a high rating race, and Youthful Deal has trialled well for his return to racing on Sunday. And that leaves only the other horse that I mentioned as one of the winning chances here, King of the Court. Now, almost exactly a year ago, he was quite unlucky running second at his racecourse debut. And for the remainder of last season, he looked a little bit challenging for both his trainer and riders at times, and certainly didn't have the best of luck in his races either. So his record could look a little better than it does on paper. But during the summer, he moved trainers to Douglas White, and I think that is significant. So regulars will know that this is one of my favourite angles in Hong Kong racing, and if you wanted to be lazy, not do much study at all, but still bet on Hong Kong races, this would be the angle I would suggest. Concentrate on stable transfers. For various reasons, we often get big improvements or a return to their best from horses when they change trainers. So always worth having a look at any stable transfer, and especially with some particular trainers. As you see on this table, in the last 5 years, right at the top of the tree, we have Jimmy Ting and Douglas White doing a particularly good job with new acquisitions into the stable, no matter what metric you use to rank them. So Douglas White taking over a horse who was unlucky at his debut and has drifted down the handicaps 9 points since then certainly catches your eye. The next question to answer is, how's he going? Well, he had a barrier trial recently on September 13. We're going to pick that up now. He's in gate 2, orange colours with black spots, and is quickly out of the gates. Now he takes a forward position here, admittedly without an awful lot of pace on in the early stages. But he certainly gets a soft enough run following the leaders to the home turn, where Sylvester de Souza does ask him for a proper effort and gives him a really good sound out here, and King of the Court answers, picking up in the sprint home and taking a little bit of stoking up before he comes clear, but I thought it was a nice effort to show how well he's going. And our look at the map for Sunday's race shows that he also has something he hasn't had in his last 4 starts, and that is a draw. Now, I'm not sure that under race conditions will see him quite as close as he was in that trial in the early stages, but in this race there also doesn't look to be a lot of early speed, so de Souza, I'm sure, will be looking to hold a position fairly close to the speed to use that inside draw, and he has been able to do that before when he did have the benefit of an inside gate. So certainly not too far off Youthful Deal in the race, and that rails draw is certainly going to help him. So the tip in race 7, King of the Court. His winning factor, the stable transfer. Now, Douglas White has shown already in just a couple of seasons of training that he's one of our best at turning on these new acquisitions to the stable. The horse has shown that he's going well in that trial, and I think the cream on the cake is having that inside draw. So King of the Court to break through for his maiden win. Well, that's it from the Winning Factor this week. Good luck on Sunday. We'll see you next time.